Really quick before I start this video, I'm considering moving my streaming from YouTube to either Twitch or Kick. You guys let me know in the comments what you think, if I should either go with Twitch or Kick. I'll make a full announcement when I actually make the switch to that platform, so you guys can go follow it and get notified when I go live. I feel like I'm an ideal candidate to make this video. Seeing I've played Fortnite for the past 6 years, I've seen the evolution from legacy settings to linear and exponential, fast sense players to low sense players, and I've played it all. That being said, as a lot of you guys know, I did quit Fortnite in Chapter 2. I returned to the game a little bit, but I made my full return when I heard that OG Fortnite was coming back. And I'm sure there's a lot of controller players that are making a return to the game that are looking for good settings to progress with. And a quick little side note before I go into my controller settings, I play with a scuf control. I have 4 paddles on the back. I've played with one of these since Chapter 1 Season 5, and ironically, this controller broke the same day OG Fortnite came back. I ran out to the store, I got a Victus Pro BFG controller which had 4 buttons on the back, but my fingers were too big to press them all, so I couldn't play with it. That weekend I devoted all of my time to rebuilding this controller. I took an old PS4 controller I had, bought a new PS4 controller, and also my old scuf that saw Chapter 1 Season 5, meshed them all together, the components I needed, and put them back into this controller, and now it works perfectly. I do plan on getting a new one down the line, but I just needed to hold out until this season is over. So back on the topic of settings, when I got back onto the game, got this controller working, I was toying with my settings, trying to fine tune them, and I finally got them to a point where I can actually progress back to where I was in the game. Now I don't have any footage of when I was basically relearning my mechanics, but I'll throw some footage on screen right now of me on these settings now, getting better at the game, getting back into the game. So I get it, I'm not the best player, I'm not what I used to be at the game, but I'm getting back into it, and these settings have helped me a lot, which is important. And if I get any comments down below from all of you new gen players that are saying, "Oh my fucking god, your retakes are so outdated," I haven't played the game since those retakes were relevant, so just give me the benefit of the doubt. Jumping into the controller settings here. One thing I do is I have my slide hold time almost at the longest it can be. My playstyle, I'm very flicky and I'm very finicky with my controller, and sometimes if I'm building, I'll accidentally just start sliding. So I keep it maxed out, and that kind of helps negate that from happening. And then scrolling down, I plan a build mode and an edit mode sensitivity of 2.1. And I feel like that is pretty comfortable with my settings being at pretty low. My horizontal and vertical speeds are actually very low compared to what I used to be. Back when linear came out and I switched to it, I was on like a 75, and that was super high, and I slowly dropped my way down. And even when this season came out and I was trying to fine tune my settings, I was at like a 45. I dropped it all the way down to 38, and I felt way more consistent with my aiming. And then for my ADS look vertical and horizontal speed, I have it at 7. If there was more movement in the game, I would be playing at a higher ADS sense, but since there's not a lot of movement in this chapter, I have it at a lower one. And then of course I do play on linear settings. And then for my left stick dead zone, I have it at 7, and my right stick dead zone, I have it at 9. Although the controller module, like the joystick modules in this thing, are brand new, I find that a 5% dead zone is way too sensitive. No matter how low your settings are, I feel like a bobblehead, especially on linear. So I just kind of bump it up to 9, and it feels way better. So as you guys can see, if you compare it to Builder Pro, a lot of my keybinds are pretty similar to what they normally are, but I will tell you what my keybinds are on my scuf. On the back here, far right paddle, that is my jump button. This inner paddle on the right side, that is my build button. The far left is my edit button, and then the inner one is my interact and reload. The reason why I have my keybind set to a reload and interact, so if I'm picking up floor loot and I want to move my character and move my camera around, I still have the opportunity to without taking a finger off of a joystick and pressing a face button. So that way I can run, grab floor loot as I'm moving around, and also open up chests, reload everything without taking my fingers off my joystick. So these are what my build controls are right here. And then my edit controls right here, which look pretty normal to Builder Pro. So yeah, those are my controller keybinds and settings that I've used to improve my gameplay in Fortnite Chapter OG. If you guys want to give these settings a go, if you guys are coming back to this game and you're looking for settings to try, definitely give these a go. I felt very consistent. My building, my aiming, my editing, everything just felt great on these. So I'll definitely stick with these settings for a while. Eventually, once I'm used to the game, I may raise my sense a little bit, but for now, I'd rather keep it at a lower sense so that way my aiming is consistent. And definitely let me know in the comments down below if you tried these settings and if you like them, even if you had to tweak them a little bit, just let me know. And if you do actually play with paddles or buttons on the back, if you like my keybinds, give them a go. Let me know what you think. But that about does it for this video. I do have a montage in the works right now. It'll be out shortly. And other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace.